There are things I never wanted to speak about again. Things I thought I had buried. Things I hoped no one would ever ask me to revisit. But tonight, I feel the weight. A pull. A responsibility. Because someone watching this. Someone listening right now. Your destiny has been chained by invisible laws you didn't even know existed. Not darkness. Not demons. But laws. Laws that operate in the spiritual realm, quietly, legally. And they decide who rises, who stagnates, and who never meets their destiny helpers. Today, I speak as someone who once walked in the wrong side of those laws. Someone who saw how destinies were delayed, diverted, or disconnected. This is my confession. Scene 1, the first time I saw it. I was still young when I first learned about these laws. Not from books. Not from religion. But from experiences I couldn't erase. Back then, I moved in circles I should never have touched. People who dealt with spiritual manipulation. People who believed that if you could understand a man's destiny, you could control his path. And one night, during one of those encounters, I heard something that froze me. No destiny helper moves unless the spiritual path is clear. At that time, the words made no sense. But later, I saw it for myself. People who had opportunities right in front of them, yet always missed them by seconds. People whose names were forgotten at critical moments. People who worked harder than everyone else, and still remained unseen. It was as if some law, blocked every helping hand. Scene 2, the invisible court. In those dark circles, we learn something disturbing. Every blessing that enters your life passes through a spiritual gate. And those gates are governed by laws. You can be talented. You can be anointed. You can be called. But if something stands as a legal barrier, your destiny helpers simply cannot find you. Not because they don't want to. Not because they don't care. But because spiritually, your path has been blocked. I saw people with open doors in the physical, yet locked doors in the spirit. And I understood something that shook me. Destiny helpers don't operate by emotion. They operate by spiritual alignment. If the path to you is dark, corrupted, or legally blocked, they will feel resistance they cannot explain. They'll intend to help you. But something will come up. They'll forget. They'll postpone. They'll cancel. They'll lose the conviction. Not because you're unlucky, but because a spiritual misalignment is whispering. Not yet. Not them. Not now. Scene 3, the 3 spiritual laws that block helpers. When I eventually left the occult world, and later gave my life to a better path, I began to see these things clearly from the other side. And now, I can tell you the truth. There are 3 major spiritual laws that block destiny helpers. And most people violate these laws without even knowing. Let's go deep. Law 1, the law of identity. This law says, if you don't know who you are, spiritual realms cannot recognize you. Destiny helpers are spiritually assigned to your identity, not your confusion. When your life is filled with inconsistent decisions, when you're constantly shifting directions, when you speak words that contradict your purpose, your spiritual identity becomes blurred. And when identity is blurred, helpers cannot detect you. You become spiritually unrecognizable. Like a radio frequency with too much noise. They want to find you, but your signal is distorted. Law 2, the law of agreement. This one is subtle, but powerful. Everything you speak, accept, or tolerate forms a spiritual agreement. And agreements can block or release helpers. If negative words have been spoken over your life, by family, authority figures, or even by you, those words can function as agreements that close the pathway to your helpers. Not curses. Just agreements. Doors you didn't know you opened. I've seen people sabotage their destiny helpers not through demons, but through their own confession. I don't deserve good things. People always leave me. I never get help. No one cares. The spiritual realm hears it as agreement accepted. And once accepted, helpers are pushed away. Law 3, the law of environment. Most people miss this one. Your environment determines which spiritual forces have legal access to your life. If your surroundings are filled with bitterness, chaos, jealousy, or negativity, these energies create spiritual fog. And helpers don't walk through fog. They walk through clarity. I've seen people lose destiny helpers because their environment was polluted with draining friendships, toxic relationships, or constant negativity. Helpers are drawn to purpose, not chaos. Scene 4, the night everything changed. There was a night that changed me forever. I watched someone, a young man, early 20s, whose destiny was supposed to be great. He had potential. He had ideas. He had passion. And according to everything I saw spiritually, he had a helper assigned to him. But his life was always delayed, stagnant, invisible. One night, during a confrontation I'll never forget, I saw the truth. His destiny helper was standing at his gate. But the gate was locked from the inside. Not by demons. Not by curses. But by fear. By self-doubt. By broken identity. By internal agreements he didn't know he had made. His breakthrough wasn't being withheld. It was being blocked by the laws operating within his own soul. And that's when I realized. The greatest battles are not fought with demons, but with spiritual laws we violate unknowingly. Scene 5, how the path opens. When I walked away from the occult world and began understanding true spiritual principles, I discovered something liberating. The same spiritual laws that block destiny helpers are the same laws that unlock them. You don't need rituals. You don't need manipulation. You don't need fear. You only need alignment. Let me show you the 3 keys. Key 1, realign your identity. Speak who you truly are. Not who pain made you. Not who fear shaped you. Not who people labeled you. Every day, affirm your destiny. Not for motivation, but to restore your spiritual identity. When identity becomes clear, helpers will recognize you again. Key 2, break wrong agreements. Start rejecting negative confessions. Start rewriting the spiritual agreements you made unintentionally. Speak life. Speak clarity. Speak direction. Every time you speak truth over yourself, you cancel an old agreement and write a new one. Key 3, transform your environment. Clean your space. Not just physically but emotionally. Detach from toxic people. Protect your peace. Eliminate the voices that drain you. When the environment becomes quiet, destiny helpers can hear your calling. Scene 6, the final revelation. I share all of this not to create fear, but to create awareness. Because ignorance is the greatest trap. You cannot fight what you cannot see. And you cannot unlock what you do not understand. The spiritual realm is not chaotic. It is orderly, structured, governed by laws. And when you align with the right laws, your destiny helpers will not only find you, they will remain. Doors will open. People will show up. Opportunities will flow. Favor will become natural. Not by force. Not by manipulation. But by alignment. Today, I am no longer on the side that blinds people. I am on the side that reveals truth. And the truth is simple. Your destiny is not blocked by darkness. It is blocked by laws. And once you understand them, you become unstoppable. If you're ready to break the barriers and align with your destiny, say, I'm ready for alignment, in the comments. Your journey begins now.